What if I told you that the answer to one of the biggest, thorniest problems we face today, how to regulate artificial intelligence, was actually figured out more than 2,000 years ago? It sounds crazy, I know, but we're about to see how a legal crisis in ancient Rome gives us this just stunningly clear blueprint for the age of AI. So can it? Can a law that's literally thousands of years old actually fix AI? It seems impossible, but the story here, it doesn't start in some high-tech server farm. No, it starts in a crowded, dusty Roman courtroom, way before computers were even a dream. So let's set the scene. It all starts with a very human, very relatable problem. You've got a Roman merchant. He's probably put everything he has into his business, and he gets defrauded. He's been cheated. He loses his money. And of course, he wants justice. But here's the twist. The one who made the bad deal, who defrauded him, it wasn't another citizen. It was a slave. And this just threw the entire legal system for a loop. Because under Roman law, a slave wasn't a who. A slave was an it, a property. You couldn't sue a piece of property. You see the problem? This created a total legal black hole. You can't sue the slave and the master. Well, he just throws his hands up and says, "Hey, I didn't personally make that deal. Not my problem." All of a sudden, the entire Roman economy is in jeopardy. I mean, if you can't hold anyone accountable, commerce just stops. It was total chaos. Now, the Romans actually had a name for this kind of agent. They called him the institia. And this wasn't just any slave. This was often a highly educated, trusted manager who was given a huge authority to run a business. They were signing contracts, managing money, making real decisions. Think of it like this. They were basically a CEO who had no legal identity, a ghost in the economic machine. So faced with this potential economic collapse, the Romans did what they always did best. They engineered a solution. Their jurists, who were seriously some of the most brilliant legal minds in history, they just rolled up their sleeves and got to work. And what they came up with was the actiones adiactitiae qualitatis. Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know, but the idea behind it is pure genius. It was a whole new set of legal tools that let the courts add liability onto the master for what their agent did. It basically pierced through that shield the masters were hiding behind. And this is where it gets really smart. It wasn't just one rule. They built this sophisticated tiered system where your liability was directly tied to how much power you gave your agent. So if you put someone in charge of your business, you're on the hook for what they do. You own a ship and put a captain in charge. You're liable for their deals even if you're miles away. And if you gave a direct order, well then, you were 100% responsible. It was elegant, and it just worked. And this just nails the core principle they established. You couldn't have it both ways. You couldn't enjoy all the profits and benefits of giving someone else power in the marketplace and then just disappear when things went wrong. For the Romans, power and accountability were two sides of the same coin. Now let's hit the fast forward button 2,200 years into the future. Because that exact same ancient problem, it's echoing in our news headlines right now. The Roman merchant's problem is our problem. We've just swapped out the human agent for a silicon one. Does this sound familiar? An autonomous AI agent. A piece of software is given the power to trade stocks. It goes rogue, manipulates the market, causes real people to lose real money, And the company that set it loose, they say their liability is unclear. It is the exact same argument the Roman master used. This line just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? The shock of recognition, the very same legal and moral questions they were debating in the Roman Forum are now being argued over in government buildings and corporate boardrooms all over the world. And let's be super clear here. We're not talking about your phone's spell check. We're talking about truly autonomous agents. These are systems that can see what's happening, decide on their own goals, and then take action, all without a human needing to approve every little step. Just like the Roman Instator, they're given a mission and told go. I mean, just look at this. When you put them side by side, the similarity is just undeniable. This isn't some clever little metaphor. The legal structure is identical. You have an agent with real power in the world, but no legal personhood acting for a master who gets all the benefits. The only thing that's changed is the technology doing the work. And here is the truly incredible part. After years of debate and committees and reports, where are we ending up? We are arriving at the exact same solution that Romans did. Take the new EU AI Act. What does it do? It assigns liability to the operator based on the scope of the AI's mission. They are quite literally reinventing Roman law for the digital age, probably without even realizing it. So this all leads to a really important question. If the problem is identical and the solution we're coming to is identical, what did the Romans figure out back then that we're struggling to remember today? What's at the core of this forgotten blueprint? This is the heart of it. This is the Roman genius. They didn't get bogged down in philosophical debates about whether the slave was truly making a choice. They cut right to the chase. The problem isn't the puppet, it's the puppeteer. The real issue is the person who unleashes that power into the world and reaps the rewards. And you know, this pattern shows up again and again throughout history. It's not just a one-off. We face the same problem with the first giant trading companies in the 16th century. These new legal persons that could act on their own. We faced it again with massive railroad corporations in the 19th century. Every time humanity creates a powerful non-human actor, we have to solve this accountability problem, and we have over and over. So why do we keep pretending AI is so different? Because calling AI a totally new, unprecedented problem, well, that's a very convenient fiction, isn't it? It benefits the companies deploying these systems, letting them operate in this murky, legal gray area where they can get all the upside with none of the downside. And this really is the most powerful takeaway. What we're dealing with has a name. It's not some new kind of magic. It's called agency. It's about delegating power. And the brilliant legal framework for managing it has been right there in our history books for 2 millennia, just waiting for us to dust it off. So that leaves us with one last kind of provocative question to think about. We're so obsessed with building the future, but what if the best solution to our most modern problem isn't something we have to invent, but something we simply have to remember? If you want to keep uncovering the hidden connections between our history and our future, hit that subscribe button and join us here on Trail of Wisdom. What other modern problems do you think history has already solved? Let me know in the comments below.